Hi, I'm Peasant.
Damien, since he was a young boy, always loved to sing.
His voice was what caught everybody.
Fell in love with Damien's voice. It's hard not to once you hear it.
When you play a song by Damien, everyone's like, you just stop in your tracks.
And I just walked in the room and I saw Damien performing. It struck me, and it's still a vivid memory in my mind, because here's a guy, with an acoustic guitar, completely captivating the crowd.
This is a true story. It's about my son, Damien. He also was a singer-songwriter who went by Peasant. His voice, combined with his talent for recording and producing beautifully crafted songs, led to a promising but unrealized career, playing and recording songs, including in Europe and for numerous TV shows. Indeed, in his short life, he experienced incredible love and joy through his touring and recording. The message that will come clear from telling Damien's story, that even the most gifted, talented, and loving will be taken over by the demon of addiction, which can be the darkest of demons.
My personal experience with going through this with other musicians, I knew that there was nothing I could do. Telling a heroin addict to not do heroin doesn't work. And it's a battle. I mean, it's a lifetime struggle. And I don't know if any of them know that going in.
What is there missing from me that I see in you? What can I say? What can I do for you? I find myself trying each day. I want to grow up. What do I know?
He just had this beautiful voice. It just came so natural to him. He just was so confident with his abilities to do the things that I dreamed of playing guitar.
The impact I got from his recordings, the same thing happened live. In these loud bars, everyone's drunk, everybody's talking, and normally it's really hard if you're a quiet act to get somebody to quiet down. But his voice would, and his presence would.
Some good press. Damien had a great manager. Put his energy and love into his music, into what he hoped would be his future. The songs that Damien left us were personal and sincere, yet he was haunted by dark personal trauma that was left unresolved. Damien, at a very young age, was impacted by a traumatic event, and due to a combination of exposure to opiate drugs for a sports injury, succumbing to addiction, and fighting that battle. So we encouraged Damien's love of music. He just kind of traveled his own path. Damien began to record seriously when he was very young, 16 years old. He knew that was what he wanted to do. Damien had a wonderful love of life, and even through those years of battling addiction, God gave me a beautiful relationship with my son. While I cannot speak for him, I can speak from what I learned through my relationship with Damien, and that was never to stop learning and living our lives.
The recording process happened. I was on, I believe, 3 songs on Bound for Glory. I was invited to go out to Europe with the band. I couldn't bring myself to do it, because already there was some, telling signs that this was happening. And so I decided not to go to the European tour with them, because the disease of addiction was at the core of it all.
He began to prepare for a tour to Europe that took place in 2012. And this tour was going to be different in that up until this point in time, Damien had always toured just himself as a solo artist. And now he was going to tour with a full band.
So I was kind of like, I guess, a little kid taking everything in. So for me, everything kind of felt new and exciting.
Need a drummer. If the tour in Europe's going to happen, I'm your guy. I would love to do that with you. I'd love that experience. And Damien gave me that experience.
So everybody was really psyched and excited leading up to the tour. Having this kind of exposure, having the new CD out there, it was all kind of the stuff dreams are made out of.
As far as the tour and how things went, I was blown away at the fact that people were coming out to these shows in all these foreign countries, and I mean, they knew these peasant songs. They were singing along to these peasant songs. They wanted to be there. There were packed shows. There were shows in living rooms. There were shows that we made up last minute.
He asked us, is there one of my acoustic songs that you would want to play as a band? And I had said Prescriptions. It was probably one of the top 3 favorite songs of the whole band to play. I picked up my drumsticks. Tommy picked up his guitar. Bruno picked up the bass, and within moments we put Prescriptions together as a full band. And throughout the rest of the tour, that was such a great and fun song that I know we all love to play.
So for me, little things started to click. Made sense of the first few weeks where he wasn't feeling well.
I saw things that led me to believe that it could have been something very dangerous, something very unhealthy. Whether it was him not having an appetite, not just for food, but he didn't have an appetite to experience the tour in the way that we were all experiencing the tour.
You're bursting at the seams, you've been spilling everything on yourself.
Damien's addiction before the tour was bad. It was as bad or worse when we came back from the tour. So his mood would get more sporadic.
From what I know in my experience with all the other people I know in my life, all the other musicians especially, really they're the only other people I know who ever did heroin, and very talented ones, that they couldn't come back, they couldn't handle it.
One of the experiences I had with Damien was he convinced us he wouldn't go into a 30-day program, decided to take off on his own and drive to the Florida Keys to go cold turkey. When he got there, he called and said he was scared, so I made the decision to fly down the next morning. He was in one room, kind of like a concrete cinder block hotel room. That's where we spent the next 3 nights, him going through withdrawal, my not having any concept of what he was going through.
Downtown now, and if you want, I'll show you something that you don't.
A heroin addict, at least from my experience, is not a real person. When they're using, not a real person when they're going through withdrawal. We went to a diner one morning talking about withdrawal. He described withdrawal as driving off of a cliff, and that once he used, the fear of withdrawal made it impossible to stop using. I'm thinking, all the time I'm with him, how are you doing? How are you feeling? And then I hear a story like that, and there's nothing he can say I'd be able to really relate to and understand. You're just helpless. You're helpless. Damien was arrested for break-in and entry.
They say addiction is like a tornado running through lives of you, your family, and it's true. Damien was big on recovery. Talk about the things that we've done, the places, the rehabs, the mistakes that we've made. It was like a constant therapy session between the two of us.
We took him again to treatment, and this time he did the work that he needed to do.
Thinking of Damien recently, it kind of re-energizes my path, to continue to stay on the right track and to do the things that I love, like painting. And the painting that I did for him was the first time that I painted in so long. And it was a really good experience to kind of listen to his music and really think about addiction and where it takes us, you know, blinding us of what we have to offer the world. I just wish he could have seen what everybody else saw.
I was just walking home, like I'm so close to my house, and there's this dude right in front of me that just like stopped me in my tracks. Damien was just looking over the stone wall. A lot of time had passed, and you know, here we are like at the wall together, almost as if both of our journeys, you know, are reaching this point, you know, and we're just overlooking what's ahead. He just said like, you know, I'm sorry for any way that like I could have hurt you, and you know, please tell me what I did so I can better myself. And I just said to him right back, like, just seeing you right here in this moment is enough, because you could tell that he was on a trajectory towards healing. I mean, a month later, he passed away.
He was found unconscious into a coma-like state, never recovered, passed away from an apparent overdose.
He'll always be a part of the story. He'll always be part of the recovery. He'll always be part of the reason why I was able to be successful. Because there wasn't too many people who were real enough in jail to share the raw emotion of what happened in our lives, the struggle, the being scared, the not knowing what's going to happen next. Are we going to make it? Is this going to be our last time? Are we going to be able to do this? He'd been down every single road that I've been down. We're just from two separate areas, running through the same struggle. It just...
If only there was some way that you could just see what other people are seeing, and if you could just somehow pull yourself out.
My reasons for releasing these videos are to share Damien's story and to show that addiction takes away one's ability to see who they are, and it undermines their potential to even dare to think about who they could be. Providing love, patience, and understanding must always guide our actions to encourage addicts to seek treatment and recovery. When they do, we must support them with all the love that we have.
You guys are so good. Thank you.
This next video is entitled Amends, which is also the name of this little film that we put together. And making amends for Damien was really important. Writing this song reflects how he felt about amends.
Oh, I know I've been a long time coming and I'm trying to make amends. Oh, I know I've been a long time gone and I'm trying to find my friends. Oh, I am trying to find my friends. When I'm home, don't tell me how I am. Don't wanna go there again. And when I'm home, I'm gonna lose lose those ends. Oh, I've been dying to make amends. Oh, I've been dying to make amends. And when I'm gone, I'll never see you again. My enemy, my friend. And when I'm gone, I hope we meet again, even just to say amen, even just to say amen. When I'm dead, I'll never see you again. My enemy, my friend. And when I'm home, I hope we meet again, even just to say amen. Oh, I've been dying just to make amends. Oh, I've been dying just to make amends. Oh, I've been dying just to make amends.
Thank you for watching these videos. The main message here is to support those who are in recovery, particularly when they are seeking treatment from addiction. Your support and understanding and lack of judgment is immensely positive to help those who are struggling again in addiction and in recovery. We hope that you'll support those organizations that do work with those who are incarcerated, those who are in recovery. While Damien was incarcerated, I reached out to a prison ministry that I had found, Conquering Life, Prison, and Recovery Ministry. Bob Safransky and I spoke, and he set up 2 meetings with Damien. I was so grateful to Bob and CLPRM for their visits. CLPRM provides ministry to those who are in prison in the greater Philadelphia area, and they've been doing this for over 15 years.